Welcome back to part number 18 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Epirus. We are engaged with a warring up here in Gaul. We're trying to close essentially the whole of the area out. There's going to be a few stragglers that I don't have claims on, but that'll be mop-up detail at the end of the game. I just dropped the fort here, and I think we can peace out with this final war and then disband our levies. Looks as though we've done it for 2 aggressive expansion. What else is going on? Just trying to place these units properly for Rome. Our capital is happy. It's food positive. Let's check our cultures. A lot of it is primary. We need to get, well, the population is such in our cities now that I'm building higher order buildings. Actually, these, let's see, this one for instance. I've been building academies as opposed to aqueducts because they're essentially topped out. If we were to build an aqueduct in one of these areas, it wouldn't provide as much capacity as it would take to build another building. So I'm going to use our primary culture pops here to promote to higher order citizens, nobles and freemen, so as to raise our legion count. It's gone up by another 16 or so since the last time I looked. It was about 400. That's the plan. So, well, that is the plan. And then we're going to redeploy our bruiser armies here with about 100 horse archers behind them, or 75, to carpet siege the Seleucid Empire in a war of the spear. So the heavy-hitting armies and big fat merc stacks that I'm going to hire will just take the lead on forced march. After some time has passed, the horse archers will just mop up whatever is behind them. Until then, we have this warring, and we'll just shuffle pops about and build buildings in my capital region, the mega region of Illyria, as it becomes available. We have 4,858 pops in Illyria, and we have 1,300 or thereabouts in our capital province. Actually, that's 1,958 in our capital province, so that's a lot. If I sound somewhat confused, generally I am. There's a lot of bells and whistles going on simultaneously, and it's a bit confusing. So the end game is in Imperator Rome, or any Paradox game, is just a frazzle of madness, and you just try to sort your way through the chaos and carry on as best you can, which is essentially what I'm doing. Alright, all the levies are down. We have this fleet headed back here. We have our other fleet here. These guys are going to come back on our extensive road system that we built up through this area over the years, and it should move fairly quickly. I think it's clear we need another city here, or I think we need 2 new cities. Let's check the farmland. I have a farmland here. It is fish, but we can import food. It's no problem. We'll build one there. I'll build one here as well. Or better yet, actually, if we can build one of these closer provinces here. Let's plop one down right there as well. You know what? The more the merrier. The more the merrier. I'm going to build 3 new cities. Boom. We are close enough for me. Let's get this war started with Rome for a second round of re-triggering via tribal vassal. We did it with Lepontia, now Torunia. This should end him pretty much. There'll probably be just a bit left. After which we'll take this lot out. I think I have some claims here as well. I believe I have one here. I do. I'm just going to get this rolling along here. We'll take Remia as well. Let's attack Herulia as well. These wars are going to be a slaughter. It's just a matter of closing them out. I'm not even going to show it as I do it. We have a 99 war score with Rome, so we'll just take what we can get. There's one holdout here. I'm going to grab it. There it is. That's a complete annexation. 7 aggressive expansion later. Rome is gone. Let's redeploy here and then maybe mop up this area here for some taxes. I'm going to declare these wars here. What is that? Ho, ho, ho. Alright, we have the Casus Belli here. So that puts us at war with this lot here. And I believe we have another here. Leaving these guys, let's see. No Casus Belli here, oh well. Building a bunch of marketplaces here, maybe I think I can move more pops here after these wars and the economy gets back under control. There's a singular noble in this territory here and it's driving into madness. 2.04 down. We can peace here. More peace. And peace. So here it is. I'm going to stand down those mercs, stand down the levies, get back to building, and head over towards the Seleucid Empire. And I moved these troops down to North Africa here to stage. I was thinking on going to the Seleucids, but if we're deep in Seleucid territory and knee-deep in AE and a combativeness over here, I wouldn't put it past Egypt and Carthage to declare war on us, leaving us with really nothing we could do about it, as all of our merc capacity would be spent here. We'd either have to disband them and hire new mercs here, or just sort of suck it up somehow and deal with it, maybe bribe their mercs or something. So I think if I take a war out of the both of them, it'll make them less feisty and lower the chances of that being a real thing. So I'm going to arrange for proper forces to be deployed and then declare the war immediately. I note here we happen to be in the same hex as the Egyptian fleet. So if we were to declare war here right now at a somewhat inopportune moment, it could turn into an opportune moment. Let's find out if that's true. It's looking grim for the Egyptian Navy. It looks like we only got 5 of these ships. Oh well. I think we worked ourselves over. Now we have these triremes with us. They're going to slow us down. We may as well just carry on. We've arrived here. I'm dropping a big merc stack. We're going to sack this. Chase this guy down as well. Alright, I dropped this merc here. We're going to take this capital. I have this fleet rushing back to pick this Humnat up from here and engage that. We have some madness here. I need to hire a merc over there, but I don't have the capacity. There's no one to bribe. I'm going to have this merc go down here and occupy this capital, at which point I'll disband him and grab a merc for Iberia here. We'll stack wiped an Egyptian army here. Okay, there's a tribal, a barbarian horde here that is going to be ravaging my territories. This is late in the game. I want to know when my one of my territories is conquered, but I don't care if a barb does it. There doesn't seem to be any message like if territory is conquered by barb, don't tell me. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to have this guy settle down, and then I'm going to immediately annex his territory via consul so I don't get these crazy messages. Whoa, there it is. I mean, if he plundered all these territories, do I care? Civ value or not? I could care less, but what I do care about is being in the middle of something and getting these constant barb pop-ups. I put up with it during these Gallic wars. One barb was ravaging this area, and the other was over here. I've had it. There's a level 3 fort here in the eastern delta. We're going to stack wipe him. We'll siege down this Gazan fort here. We're not going to go and pick up this merc that's occupied this area. Everything's going smoothly except those mad barbs, which again are completely irrelevant to anything. Just stack wipe that Carthaginian army with this glorious Baal Hamanids mercenaries, 12. I'm going to go up here and retake our territory and see about occupying that as well. Although, you could almost think that you could get it done as well with a levy or two. as any other matter. Picked up another Carthaginian merc here. Let's get him on reorganization detail. There's some action here with levies, but we defeated them. We have 4 of these, and I am in need of some reinforcements, so I'm going to take the reinforcement speed 5% innovation. I'm going to take the army attrition tradition as well. Has bought off an Egyptian merc here. Let's have him go and retake that. Lots of back and forth, just sort of wandering around, wasting time, if nothing else, waiting for the 3-year war window to time in here. March 14 of 30. We have another omen that just hit. I'm going to get the religious improvement here, get some more buildings in this area. Specifically, I think we need to get more of these pops promoted, surely. To that end, I don't want to run out of food, so we're going to wait for that provincial improvement to hit and then build academies in these 5 cities in this province. Now, these cities have sat for some time, so they must have the right ratios. They do. So there'll be some promotion up to nobility, but normally you'd have to wait. If it were a new city, you'd have to go to freeman and then citizen and then noble. But now we just sort of have just a little bit, now that the ratios are right. So the move is for nobles, and we'll not run out of food here. Let's see, the food is good. We can escalate and turn those livestock into grain, but we're still positive, so it's good. It's all good. Religious improvement just hit, so I'm going to go ahead here and build some academies all throughout these 5 cities. We have more capacity there as well. Good for us. And get one here. So I can move some pops here and create another building as well. Have I mentioned that city building is very expensive? I just moved a fairly meager amount of pops down from here down to this new city, and I'm broke again. Alright, so it is March 14, and we can separate peace out with Carthage now. I'm going to do exactly that and get these guys off the books, so we don't have to go up there and deal with it again. There it is, good enough. We're taking this part here. I don't want to have to go deal with that. This, as well as this piece right here, and then call it a war with Carthage at least. I think that we can trigger them again with their colony and not take a war exhaustion hit. Here we have, let's see. But we'll peace out with Egypt, and I think we'll get a round with Carthage, Egypt, and this tiny colony. So once we take this, we can separate peace out with Carthage and Egypt after 3 years. And that should make them considerably less feisty during our war with the Seleucid Empire. Even if they do attack, I don't think there's going to be much left. Let's see what we can get here. Most of his forts are right in this area here. And I am going to action the claim right now. Boom! Tyros, let's see here, we'll have that. Where is this? I think he's renamed Jerusalem. Whatever the case is, we'll take that as well. We're loaded again. Well, we took probably more aggressive expansion than we should have. I should have let a day pass and then reloaded the program. I don't think I got my bonus or whatever. We are at a 0.52 above the minimum threshold necessary to declare a war. I'm going to do this right now. It looks as though, let's see who ends up at war with us here. Just Carthage and their colony. Maybe Egypt's not answering, or maybe they just haven't replied yet. I'm going to do some city building and pop shuffling. There's another batch of these guys that I picked up from, say, this area. Only the primary culture, but there are quite a few of them. 154 are headed down to fill out the capital area, as well as these new cities that I built here. I just moved quite a few pops in this capital. They're going to promote. The problem is the food. So I think I can deposit some of these 10% trade routes, 2 of them in here, and solve my problem immediately. So far, Egypt has not answered the call. They're at war with a tiny city-state or whatnot over here. I'm reinforce this effort and try to close this very small Carthage war out quickly. That 15% trade route did the trick. We have a lot more trade routes here, so the food crisis is averted and we can import various goods as well. We're at a 99 war score. There was some kind of tragedy. I just made this guy a citizen because he had a really great marshal. Apparently it's not really all that good any longer. Whatever. Let's peace out. 98 war score is good enough for me. 3 aggressive expansion. Now I think we need to seriously look at Seleucid Empire, as I don't think there's any way to... Oh, look at that. Who are you? I see. Well, it has to be time to take the plunge. We need to declare this war. We have a lot of aggressive expansion. We probably took too much in one of those wars due to, well, a bug, so far as I can tell. What we need to do is take militant Epicureanism. We're going to take a hit to our money, as our omen will no longer be as potent. But it really wasn't all that bad. Now we can raise our stability to the threshold necessary to declare the War of the Spear against the Seleucids. I desecrated a holy site. Let's see that as actionable. Imperial challenge. There it is right there. So we only have the 4 armies from our mega region here of Illyria. What's the story now? 50 some odd, 100, 5,500, and 2,500 in our capital territory. These new cities are coming online. And slowly but surely they should, let's see, promote pops. They have a lot of promoting to do. So that'll be online for a while, but they will add to our legion count. Significant, well, not significantly, but it will add something. This city is not even built yet. To the point, our maximum legion count is now about 100 more than our armies stand at. They are 12, so they are well supplied and they are able to siege forts. We have the Siege Wonder. We have the +2 from the Siege Wonder. We have the Siege Engineer technology. These 20 really are brutal as well. The sapping here, +1 Siege Engineers. I was thinking we'll get some assault ability, as we don't really have all that many. We need to get, we need to melt these forts like butter. And that is that. There's no more that can be done until we get more technologies. We'll get siege ramps, and then another Siege Engineer +1 and siege ability, and then we can keep that one. I won't take it. I'm going to move over towards the Seleucid front, maybe hire some mercs. We're not exactly running rich. So we did lose some money from having to take the militant Epicureanism, but we can afford mercs. That's what we can. I was thinking this big bruiser here may be a bit much, but picking up some of these fat stacks here to just sort of run up forward before my horse archer contingent could be some fun. This one's a 54k here. These guys, they must be on their way back from action. The problem is I need to build my 100 horse archers and pay for them, but the good news is they won't have a general, and really they're only going to cost not much to maintain because it's just a normal standard unit. I have some wheels in motion, but I want to get the ball rolling along. Could it be a better position? This unit needs to get picked up by this navy. We're going to bring it up to this front here. I created a bunch of horse archers. There's 25 here, 25 here. I'll bring in our road builders to a carpet siege as well. Let's just get the ball rolling. We'll see what we can do. Imperial challenge right there. Parthia, various sorts. Yeah. Well, here's the initial opening. There's nothing going on, really, it wouldn't seem. So we're just waiting on the Seleucid play. Let's stack wipe a massive army here. Looks like another 16k. This may go as well. It looks as though our friend here did not come to play. Who is this here? Taxes, a whole bunch of taxes and a levy. Luckily we have our main man here. We're going to run up there. Perhaps we can assault this fort as well. I have quite a few of these. Uh-oh. There look to be some fairly heavy hitters about here. I'm going to keep out of their way and then bring this fleet here over with these two bruiser mercs. Let's see, we're going to pick this guy up shortly. Oh, aye. Among other things, we're winning this battle with this fat stack. Well, here's the battlefield as it stands. We're engaged in a naval battle here. We need to retake this area. We have a lot of troops here, 87k. We've engaged this guy, assaulting forts, everything. So far, so good. We need to assault that as well. And there's intermittent chaos about this guy, for instance. I think we just stack wiped the Seleucid Navy. They lost 115 ships. It's gone now. Assaulted away Seleucid Megalia. I'm going to take the 10k. There's some degree of back and forth, but mostly it's really one-sided. We engage these guys and mostly dispatch them. So moving quickly. When did the war start? May of 632, about a year and a quarter there and a half in. Just moving those pops from here down into these provinces here. I have another massive grouping that I extracted primary culture pops from here with the horde that we got from raising Seleucid Megalia. There's 120 or thereabouts primary culture pops here. I'm going to move them down into these areas here and then get back to warring. What do we have? We have almost topped out on traditions. We're getting more from war exhaustion. I think that we can or should take this siege 10% immediately, as we have a few sieges going on, and we'll be able to carry on down this tree there as well. We have acquired the sarcophagus of Arhim in Gebel. So if we go to Gebel, we should be able to acquire it and relieve Gebel of that and place it in one of our open slots here. That one is as good as any other, really. So let's go and place that, and we'll have 2 more building slots for our glorious cities shortly. So I should shortly be able to have 333 here across the board for all of these cities. Once we move a sufficient number of pops. I think there's a +4 city slot available somewhere. I believe the Crocodile of Crocodilopolis is somewhere in Komanji, but perhaps Bambis, I'm not exactly sure. That adds +4 capacity as well. We'll raise Babylon as well. Siege ability 10%. We need that surely. I want to take this area here definitely as part of this war, so that we get the coastal migration to our cities here. Let's check the migration activities. There should be quite a bit of it. We have a great many here. Fair clip here as well. I'm gonna max out all these with aqueducts. The higher the difference in capacity or population and capacity, the more the migration happens. We'll 2 more there as well. And the migration attraction there is considerable. There's a great many coming there, surely. How goes the war? It goes well. I think we need 3 new cities as long as I have the money available. Let's have one here. We can have another here. Both of those have been augmented with a religious endowment for +1 building slots. I think we need one here in Savia as well. There are quite a few primary culture pops just mulling about here. I've been sitting, so We can move them down from this area here, perhaps even out here to here, and then into this long province here, and then we're in the home territory here, at least close to it. I'm going to build another city, perhaps we'll build it right here in these hills. I saw through all my Babylon money, but I did get these provinces here properly housed with all primary culture, essentially. And when they promote the city, there are a few more about. There are a bunch of primary culture pops here as well, sort of staged along the way. There's a bunch right here as well, so when these cities pop, I can move them in there as funding becomes available. Our mega region here seems to be coming together. We need to drive for what is a Persepolis? I probably mispronounced that, but it's going to fund our continuing city building campaign with some funding. Boom! We sacked Persepolis here for 11k. Gets us more city building money. The war is going exceptionally well. Our provincial loyalties, perhaps not so much so, but I'm sure they'll make a comeback. Actually, that's not bad at all. War goes well. Our war exhaustion's pegged at 30, so this is not going to get any worse. The plan is to take the whole thing out, I think. The end of the war is within reach. We just conquered adjacent to Moria and can file a claim right now. Closing in on the end of this war, we just need to finish this out here. These guys ran out of food, so that we were at a stop. This area here is closing down as well. It's almost over for the Seleucid Empire. Our cities have come online. I need to fill them for them. This is an overdub. We're about to close out the war here. I'm just trying to find an equitable solution. I was going to leave him that island. Looks as though Parthia has integrated here, unfortunately, so I don't think we'll be able to take much. Just going to sort of end the war with try to take one of his client states out and move on to Moria, I think, perhaps. The Crocodile of Crocodipolis is about somewhere. I think it's in Bambis, actually. I think I hit the wrong button. We'll find it. We have a lot of mercs and a lot of units about. We're just running barely positive relative to our income, but I think I may destroy some buildings and dredge up some money. We're going to go roll right into Moria. Why not? Well, our war exhaustion is topped out. And we seem able to handle the loyalty troubles, so no problem. I just deleted a bunch of barracks and tribal settlements around and dredged up some money. As long as we're here, we're going to go right into Moria. We have quite a few mercs on board. We're just running barely positive, but we'll get more funding per month as these territories become conquered. I hope to see you in the next episode.